Um, no, but I was gonna say, dudes, you know what was fucking crazy? I was like waiting for you guys to start the podcast, and I got a fucking a Snapchat message from like this girl, and I was like, and it was a girl who added me like yesterday,
Uh-huh.
but she didn't say a thing. Like she just added me, and I'm like, okay, maybe because sometimes you just get random ads or whatever. So I'm like, okay, what if it's like a friend of a friend? Like I don't know. And then like she doesn't say anything for like 2 days. She fucking texts me right now, and she's like, hey, and I'm like, oh boy, here we go. And I'm like, hi. She's just like, how you doing? And I'm like, I'm good.
I don't even
How
know
about
you.
I'm like, yeah, dude. I literally was like, I'm doing good, and I literally just followed up the next question. I went straight to the point. I was like, who are you? And then she gives me this fucking. She goes, hey, can you talk right now? And I'm like, no. I'm like, seriously, who are you? I don't like. Do I know you from somewhere? Can you send a photo? Because I don't know who you are. And then the fucking next line killed me because she just goes, are you like romantic during sex? I'm like, who the fuck is this? I'm like, who is this? And I'm like, it's a fucking bot. It's a bot because the next couple questions were like
Uh,
questions that get me to say yes. Like she was
uh,
like, like a yes or no question. And I'm like, I know I'm not gonna say fucking yes because I know that's a thing scammers do, right? Like they try to get you to say yes or something.
yeah.
Well,
Well,
that's at least what
before you
I've
thought it
heard.
was a bot, you probably got excited,
So
right?
I no, no, I was just like, God damn it, I don't have time for fucking bots. So then I was just like, uh, I was like, no, like I don't, whatever, like no, I'm not gonna tell you this. Like seriously, who the fuck are you? And she goes, I have a video to share with you, but just don't share it with anyone. And I'm like, oh boy, all right. I was like, literally, okay. I didn't say okay. I was like, I just put, then send the video. She sends a video. Oh, and I should specify like the name. Her name is fucking the most Mexican name you can think of.
Guadalupe.
It's like Sochi Sanchez, and I'm like, that's pretty down there. The fucking video she sends of it is an Eastern European who can barely speak a lick of English, which is like, yeah, like somewhere like Romania or something, like some like Eastern country. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, this is like, I this was like the final nail in the coffin. And then like right after that, she like sends this like more text like, can you sex? I like sex, and I'm like, okay, I'm removing you as a friend. Block.
That's pretty funny, dude.
I was just like, what the fuck?
You like the sex?
Yeah, like literally, I'm like, yeah, I'm not. I'm done talking to you.
Huh. Yeah, pretty sure it was just scammer, dude.
Yeah, I was just like, I'm
Pretty
not
lazy
really.
one at that. 2 days after, like like the initial message. That's I don't know. It's kind of lazy, you know.
Well, maybe he got distracted. Maybe he was trying to con someone else, and they actually gave him, like they pulled a David.
Shit, maybe,
They're
dude.
like, hey, you give us your Xbox, and you could come sex with me, sex
Yeah,
for
we're gonna
fun.
send it.
Ha ha ha.
Bob's and no, it's Bob's and Vagines.
Boobas and I don't know. I don't know what to and clam oysters, oyster clams.
Great, great selection of words there, Justin.
I don't fucking know. Shut up. I don't know words. I just know like this, like every other word everyone uses. A taco or
Taco.
You never heard that one? Taco?
Yeah, but like, I think like maybe just twice ever.
Oh, yeah, like taco
What do you
or
think
like
about though?
an oyster. Like that's all I've ever heard. And then if you're gonna roast somebody, you just say they have fucking roast beef. That's all. That's as far as my slang or terms for a vagina go.
Oh,
But
dude.
enough about vaginas. Welcome everybody to the Smooth Brain Podcast with your host Justin Lopez. Danny Mendoza and Chris
Hey guys.
Maldonado.
What's up, y'all? It's been a while. It's been a while, y'all. It's been a while.
It's been 2 weeks. I think I mean like I should like just let all the 5 people who watch us know that that the reason we haven't been posting is like a lot of things that have been happening behind the scenes. Not like stuff was like not like high production value. I wish, but it was more like Chris was
Yeah.
kind of feeling under the weather. Um, Danny's schedule was kind of a little bit all over the place, and
Yeah.
um, I mean I was just kind of bit caught up with work too and other things. So we just haven't been, around long enough to record. I mean, we just haven't had the time to record till like right now. Like when I'm because I wanted to make sure Chris was okay
Yeah,
too, because I know Chris
I
didn't
was
like
like
reply
dying,
for a
you know.
while.
Oh yeah,
But you're
I feel
better now though,
great. I
right?
wasn't dying, but like I felt pretty bad. I felt shitty. Like had a had a bad sore throat and swollen tonsils and stuff, and so I couldn't eat anything.
Oh
It
shit.
was pretty bad. But
Yeah,
yeah,
you only
pretty
have to like
much.
drink liquids.
Yeah, no,
For
yeah,
real? I was just
yeah,
joking. You're
yeah. I
fucking
had to
serious?
just
You had
eat
to drink
soup
liquids?
or just like
Damn,
anything
dude.
hurt. Like even soup and water. Drinking those two things would hurt. Like
Ugh.
it just sucked. And like there was just days I just wouldn't eat and stuff because I was just tired of that.
I mean, I feel like anyone would get tired of just
Yeah,
eating nothing but
yeah.
soup.
I lost a few pounds.
I mean,
Unless like you blend
what
it like
we
something like
talking
you grabbed a
about?
pizza and you blended it.
I wish.
I never got that. Why do people do that? Why is that a thing they show in movies where they're like, I can't eat, my jaw is wired shut, and they give them a fucking blended pizza
'Cause
or like a blended
they
burger.
could at least eat
I'm like,
something. Usually it's without.
I'm, well, yeah, but like,
Uh,
what does that taste like? To me, doesn't that like that would taste like a
maybe.
burger,
No, I think you would still get the
right?
taste.
Well, in a very technical sense, it's still
Yeah,
gonna taste like a
like.
burger, but just all
Uh,
super mixed up, you know?
That's what I mean. Like, it's like if they were like, hey, oh, sorry, Chris, you can't have pizza. Here,
yeah.
let me blend it for you. And they gave you this like this strange thick liquid. Like, I wouldn't want to drink that. I'd be like,
I
what
think
the
it's
fuck
also
is
the
this? I want a
pride.
pizza.
See,
The pride of me.
isn't that kind of weird? It's still
Uh,
the same
yeah.
food, just blended up. But for whatever reason, we're just like our brains are just like, don't eat that,
I think
don't
it's the
eat that.
pride.
But in
Because
its
I think
original form, it's like, hell yeah, eat that, you know?
I think it's pride because
Mm.
I took a nutrition class in college one time and the professor
Okay.
yeah, we got the nutritionist here,
the
everybody.
professor
Oh
me too.
yeah, name
The
every vitamin.
professor she used to be a nutritionist at a hospital and she would treat people that didn't have
Yeah.
Okay.
teeth at some point. And well, they can't chew,
Oh
like
shit.
meat, right? But they would have patients that they would demand that they wanted a steak or a burger or whatever. So the only way for them to eat that was blending it up. And
Why not just get them
I don't
dentures?
know. I'm just, I'm just telling you what she told me.
That sounds lazy to me. I think your nutritionist is full of shit. I think she just didn't want to grab some dentures. I think she was just
I'm
lazy to
like,
go grab
you
some
can't just give
dentures.
it to
You
anybody.
She's
know,
like, fuck
it
it.
might
Here's
also be
a
the sad fact that maybe they just don't even have like the jaw strength
It
to
could be,
like to
yeah.
fully chew, you know?
Okay, well, okay. I'm
Yeah.
just thinking that she's just fucking lazy. She's like, this fucker. She just blends it in the thing just to give it to him. Here's your fucking
These are,
steak. He's like, I don't want to eat it.
they
Here, and he
sound
just
like
shoves it down his
dentures or just
mouth.
like a whatever
Yeah.
thing. Like I don't think I think people have to have it like designed to their mouth, don't they?
I know.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
imagining like she just pulls it out of the supply closet. Like they have a supply closet full of dentures. It's like, what are you, a fucking
Like,
5'4"? Okay,
you
here you
think
go.
they're
Just
like
slam that shit in your
lollipops,
mouth.
like
Do you have an A mouth or a B mouth? All right.
Do you want donkey teeth or do you want regular teeth? It's like,
they sound
I'll
like
take
they're
the donkey teeth,
reusable.
please.
Like,
I know. She just rinses him and like wipes them down, just puts them away. Okay, next to the next guy.
Just a spit shine.
um, no, but like I don't know. I just thought like because I know we recorded a podcast maybe the last podcast we recorded about Shang-Chi, and I was so upset you couldn't be on it because I was like, this was like before the movie came out. This was like the reviews were coming out, and I was like, I want to talk about this movie with Chris, but he's sick, and Danny doesn't give two fucks about it, and David's just kind of everywhere. So I'm like, God damn it, I want to talk about this movie. The movie came out. Did you
Man,
watch
I
it?
didn't watch it because it came out when I was sick. Yeah.
He was dying, dude.
So I know.
God damn it! I still can't talk about it.
The man literally told you his last days of
I
life,
don't
and
fucking
you
know.
completely ignored them.
Maybe Chris went into the theater with an oxygen mask. It was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
I thought
Fucking
about it.
breathing out of
I thought about
a
it, man.
tube. I don't know.
I really wanted to watch it. Thought about doing it, but no, I just felt horrible. And then this weekend, I wanted to watch it, but I instead I went out of town and did some other stuff.
Other stuff, huh? Does other stuff have a name, huh? Waka waka? I don't know.
Waka Waka?
What the fuck? I was playing a Fozzie Bear. I was
Did
like,
you just
waka
watch Adam Sandler's Pixels or what, dude? What?
waka. I watched the Muppets for your information, fuckface.
The
Okay,
So
that's
I
better.
went. I
Watch
just
the
went to. I
Muppets.
went to Houston. I went
No,
to Houston.
but
Did some stuff with my girlfriend. That was pretty much it. But that's why I didn't watch it. But I do plan to watch it
okay.
this weekend.
Okay.
But I'm guessing you watched
Good.
it.
Don't
No,
do
man.
it.
Oh yeah, I watched it. I watched it by myself, like a fucking loser.
Hey, I heard good things about it. So I would think it was worth it. Was it worth it?
Okay, I
It doesn't sound good.
That
okay.
pause, dude.
No, wait. Let me finish. Let me finish. Okay,
Go
will I
over,
say
go
it's
over.
better than Black Widow?
Okay.
Yes. I think what killed it for me at points was the crowd that was there. I didn't have a packed theater. I watched it at the IMAX
Okay.
at the Palladium.
I'm surprised that there was impact.
So I watched
Hmm.
it there. I mean I went at like I literally went like between the hours to go like literally when I got out of work and like before I had to go pick up my sister, I went to go watch
So it was like
Shang-Chi. So that was like
early
maybe like at 3
afternoon.
or 4. Yeah. So I mean I get it. It was on a Friday too, so I mean like I also get it. Like, if it was
Right.
Friday night, that's a different story, right?
So
Um
so you,
but I watched it and like
so
let
you
me tell
just
you
didn't feel like the
what
vibe from the crowd.
let me tell you when I say this group of friends took up the whole fucking row like underneath me. There's like maybe like what 12, 15 chairs. They fucking filled up every single chair, and they all knew each other. Because at first I thought, oh, it's a bunch of strangers, but literally as one came after the other, they're like, hey, and I'm like, oh shit, this is gonna be cool. Like it's like a group of friends.
Did,
Like oh, it's like when we go watch
No,
Marvel
dude.
movies, we're all
did
like
you feel
screaming
lonely
and cheering,
then?
right?
Because we had all
We
these
watched.
friends and they were just.
Yeah, it made me feel even more. Yeah, it made me feel a little bit lonely. I was like, oh fuck.
Damn, Chris. Damn.
But like besides feeling lonely and depressed that I'm not with my friends, I watched it and they didn't fucking laugh at all. Like there were parts in the movie that were genuinely funny, and then there were other parts that I thought were
Forced.
kind of
Mm,
cringeworthy
mm,
and forced. Like they were trying to get you to laugh, but to me, I'm like, like they like in the beginning of the movie they try to pull uh
oh
Michael
yeah.
Pena from Ant-Man. You know how
Yeah.
he likes to talk like, oh, like I know this cousin who like did this thing. Like they tried doing that,
Okay.
but the difference is they don't have flashbacks, so they're just doing it without
Mm,
flashbacks. So there's no like punchline to the joke or like visuals to it. It's just them telling a story, like a really bad, cringy, like, oh, this is why we're friends story, or this is why we're like,
mm,
haha, we're funny. Like one of the jokes is like, um, oh, you should have seen this
yeah.
guy, like, because Aquafina's in it, right? And so she tells a story with Shang-Chi, and she's there talking to like some friends at a bar, and they're just like, "Oh yeah, like how do you know each other?" It's like, "Oh, I mean, when I came from America from China. I was like a scrawny little kid. Yeah, and I came in and he was getting bullied, and I started singing Hotel California,
What? Yeah.
and I was just like, yeah. And she starts singing, like she goes, start singing
Yes.
some lyrics from Hotel California, and then the like it works on stupid people because they don't know what to do, so they just walk away. And ever since then, we became best friends. And I was just like, this
Yeah.
isn't doing it for me, Chief. Yeah, you got something else? I'm
Yeah,
like,
I get you.
give me something else. But there were other parts of the movie that genuinely made me laugh. Where I was like, that's funny.
So,
But again, the fucking vibe in the room was dead. There was only one lady fucking laughing, and she was in her 40s. But she fucking saved that movie. She was cackling like a witch. She was like, I was like,
Kamala?
God damn it. I was just like, she's making this movie like funny like it's supposed to be, or this fucking group of friends
so you
is
feel
dead.
like when you thought something was funny, you didn't laugh as much because they were like not even laughing, or you didn't feel like that? Yeah.
I mean, I laughed, but like I like, cause you know
I
how
like,
like the
yeah.
theater
Wait,
experience
wait, wait,
goes.
wait,
Like
wait. A
what?
laugh, or more like a chuckle?
It was a laugh. Like I wanted to laugh out loud at certain points,
Uh-huh.
but like just the way the vibe of the room, I felt like
Yeah.
I had a chuckle.
Hmm.
Like I had to lower my tone of expression towards what I saw. Like I could be like, ha ha, it's funny. I had to be like, eh, huh? You know, like I couldn't like actually like be a cackling witch like the girl, like the lady,
Yeah.
like a couple rows
Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
onto the side of me. And I think that's like, that's just like one of the problems of theaters. Sometimes you'll just have a bad theater experience, and that was like one of them. Like the theater was just it just
And
wasn't there.
that's the thing that sucks for
Like
me because I was looking forward to watching it with like a packed crowd and stuff, opening weekend and whatnot. And now it's like already going on the third weekend. Probably there won't be anybody there, so kind of sucks. And I'll probably feel like how you
yeah.
felt.
The interesting thing though is that like originally I was just gonna go home and
No,
watch it
a
on Disney Plus,
loser.
and I know you're gonna give me
And
shit.
then
I know
you
you're
come
gonna give me shit, but then in the back of my mind, okay, let me finish. But in the back of my mind, I heard you fucking bitching, and I'm like, I heard you going support movie theaters, Justin. I'm like, God damn it, Chris, I'll fucking go support my movie theater. So I went to go watch it, and then no one was fucking there, and the people who were there were fucking brain dead. So I'm like, okay, I watched it. And then when I got home from picking up my sister, I was like, you know what? Let me just see. Like, is it the same price that Black Widow was?
yeah,
And I
because it
didn't
didn't come
find
out
it.
Disney.
Hmm.
I didn't
Yeah, I
know.
get
I,
it.
I didn't know. And then like I realized like holy shit, like it's a good thing I went to go watch it at the theater because I would have just been
This guy's
home
a
and be like, ah
this guy's
fuck,
a host of a
it's not here.
podcast. We talk about movies, and this guy didn't even know that Shang-Chi didn't even come out on Disney Plus.
Look, it was a dark period. You were fucking sick. Danny didn't give a fuck. David was probably trying to do something. I don't know. So I was just like,
I
God
just
damn it.
really
Like I
don't.
don't know. Like I really just didn't
Yeah,
have the motivation to do it. To
yeah, I
look
get
to
you.
do the research.
Especially
Um
Danny.
I will say though, to Danny's point about not giving a fuck, uh end of the movie, the end
Oh
credits,
yeah,
they make you give
I
a
heard.
fuck
I heard
in a good way.
those extra credits. Those post credits are pretty good.
I'd say you should go watch it, Danny.
What what, what rating would you
Can't, man.
what rating would you
You know I
put?
can't.
What do you give it?
On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give it a
Okay.
solid 8. Like it was like
Bro.
classic Marvel movie. It was entertaining. It was funny. There was heartfelt moments.
Yeah.
And oh, this is another thing that I wanted to mention. I don't know how. I mean, I know COVID affected like a lot of movies, and from most people's review, they talk about how the CGI looks good. I don't know what fucking weed they're on, dude, because that shit half the time the
Really?
CGI looked kind of shitty, like till the end. Like at
Like,
the end, it looked like that's like literally at the end of the movie. That's where I was like, okay, this is where the budget
Hmm.
went to. But like the beginning of it, there's scenes where like it's bad green screen.
was it like Black Panther bad CGI?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Ooh.
Like not even Black Panther bad. It was worse. It was I would say it was
Wow.
a little worse.
Worse? God damn.
Like, and that's the thing. Like, it was only on certain moments, and it caught me off guard because like I was like, oh, this looks good, and then like clearly there's a scene at CG, and it's so noticeable that I was like, holy shit! I'm like, COVID really fucked up their
But
schedule.
Justin,
Like maybe they didn't have time.
That, or they just didn't care. They're
No,
like, can we save more money by not
no,
rendering it better? They're like, yeah, all right, let's just leave it as is.
no, that's not it. Because look at Black Panther. They care about Black Panther. There was just some bad CG and green screen.
It's some bad CG. It looked like mid 2000 CG, man.
Oh, Danny, shut up, okay?
but
I love
Danny,
Marvel. Fuck off. Like,
I was gonna say
okay,
this.
I was gonna say this. Um,
Yeah.
you watch Black Widow, right, Chris? Okay, you remember that scene where I want to spoil it because it's been out for 2 months, and Danny also doesn't give a fuck. Uh, you remember that scene, Chris, where like Yelena is throwing like the grenades in that jet, and she's like, "Goodbye, Nat. I love you as my sister." And then she throws the grenade, and the grenade explodes, and she flies backwards,
Uh,
and it looks so fucking
but
bad.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
talking about?
Um,
Where like it looked like such like it was bad green
I
screen.
remember when she threw the grenades. I don't remember how it looked when Black Widow. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, if you were to like
Uh-huh.
Google like Black Widow Yelena moments, that'll
I'll
be
look it up.
on one of them. I'm pretty sure. But like when she throws the
Uh
grenade
huh.
and she flies backwards from the explosion, it looks so fucking bad. Like that's the type of bad
I
CG that's in Shang-Chi, where like you can tell they were trying to do something badass, and like yeah, he's doing something badass, but the green screen, like the
and
lighting just doesn't mix. Like it looks like they just were like on a separate day. They're like, hey, okay, jump over this box, and we'll
and
fix it in
I don't
post.
remember that particular scene, but I do remember seeing some bad CGI.
Yeah, like that's what I mean. Like the helicopter
Mm,
crash. Like when the helicopter crashes, and they're like, is there
yeah.
enough fuel to get us to Moscow? Yeah, okay. And then the fucking plane just falls out of the sky, and it looks like something out of like Blade Trinity. And you're like, what the fuck? This 2021, and
Yeah.
we're fucking watching
Yeah, I wonder what
CG
happened
from
with
Blade
that.
Trinity.
With I guess also with Shang-Chi. But for me it didn't ruin the movie. It put me out. Yeah,
No, of course
it
not. Of course
kind
not.
of, made me think a little bit, right? But I wonder what happened with those movies because that's not like
Yeah.
Marvel.
Yeah, see, I was gonna say
Yeah.
that. I mean, like they set a pretty high standard when it came to like Infinity
Yeah.
War, Endgame.
Yeah.
So it's like to, like, and they essentially set a standard of their own. So now that they're going under that standard, it's like, yo, like, are they really trying, or is this
I
just
I
because
think
of
I think it's
COVID or
COVID.
whatever, you know?
I
Yeah.
think it's because of COVID. Yeah, I think it's because of COVID because I like you can clearly tell there was effort put into it at least, but it's just
Okay.
that like they didn't have enough time
So you're siding with
or
Disney?
no, I'm siding with the artist,
Or
Danny. Fuck
it
off.
could be
Uh-huh,
also
uh-huh.
that maybe, like what you said, Danny, that they're trying to cut back on money because they know that they're not going to make much money in theaters. Yeah,
They've
yeah,
lost
that's
a lot
true
of
as
money
well.
during
Yeah.
COVID, dude.
That's true. That's true. But also, we have to keep in mind these movies were supposed to come out
Mhm.
prior to COVID. Like these
Yeah.
movies were supposed to come out last year, but they didn't because of COVID. So to me, and like so these movies were in
So doesn't
production.
that kind of add to what I'm saying,
No, because like it's not like they were like working on it and then they were like, oh, there's COVID, let's pull out some money. Like this is like they were filming these movies like 2019, 2018 before the
Yeah.
idea of COVID
I
even came
think
to
I
existence.
think
Yeah.
Like
I
they were
think
just
that's
delayed
like
because
more
of
to the
COVID.
money problem though, because these movies are being paid by the bank pretty much. They're paid by loans. So
No,
like
no,
to
of
have a
course, yeah.
movie sit there for a year, that's even more money that probably would have been spent on more CGI. You know? I don't.
Yeah, because I can guarantee you that because like for most people who don't know, like for most modern movies or just movies in general, like shit can be changed literally
Yeah.
a day before the movie comes out. That's how quick people can fucking edit and they work on movies. Like they can literally be working on a movie the day before it comes out, like it premieres or whatever. Um, so like it's there's a good chance that like they were still working on the CG because that's obviously something that does take a long time. Like they were still working on it. COVID hit. They were out of their offices and they had to work at
Yeah,
home, probably like in their
that's true.
shitty
That's another one. I
Dell
forgot about
laptop.
that. Yeah.
And like that could have affected it. Like that literally could have just been like one of like a big reason why you know it takes even longer to like render something. And like, dude, fucking just trying to render fake lightning coming out of Danny's nipples when we did the Star Wars episode, fucking almost blew up my laptop. And that was like the shittiest fucking
Right.
like
Yeah.
effects you can think of. So
It's
just
like
think
when
of like
people
a
like
Marvel movie.
it's like when people like run like ray tracing games and like they like
Yeah,
turn to their computers like just like in full speed and everything. It's like God damn, it's gonna blow. Yeah, no, but I
like
get you.
I
I
was,
get you. But again, man, like at the same time they still agreed to release it in that
yeah, well,
condition.
because
That's what I'm saying
yeah,
too.
I understand. I also think it's part of the business too because
yeah,
they just need to get it out.
they not
They
just
need to
that,
make the
they
money back.
not just having to get the money and also pay back the loan, but also the schedule. Marvel, like they're on a schedule. They can't just keep on delaying these movies and have them all in different order. And also, uh, Danny, just to I guess talk about the other side. Justin is actually a minority from the audience because this is the highest this is
I'm
the,
the minority.
this is the highest rated audience. This is the highest rated comic book movie by the audience. So yeah. So
Really, I
on
did
Rotten
not know
Tomatoes,
that.
it's I think it's like a 98%. Yeah.
Yeah,
Damn.
that's all
Well,
trust
but
Rotten
Rotten
Tomatoes.
Tomatoes,
They're
no,
always really
but
great
Rotten
at
Tomatoes,
scoring things.
they changed their policy a couple years ago where you have to be certified to have
Yeah, I
purchased
did.
tickets from them or Fandango or something like that, and that's the only way you can give a review.
That's cool.
I was
Allegedly.
gonna say something stupid. But like back to what I said earlier, like I did not know that it was only in theaters, and then I just recently looked today that like the rest of the movies coming out this year are only gonna be in theaters. You cannot watch it, and I feel like they did that after the whole Scarlett Johansson
um,
thing. I think,
I
at least
I think it was just for
I think they
profit
do.
yeah,
reasons because they probably weren't
no
seeing a
way,
big enough profit for
yeah.
their Disney Plus release version of it. They're like, you know what, dude, we got to get as much money back as possible, so let's put it back in theaters so people have to forcibly go to the theaters to actually watch it now.
Here's my theory. I think you're kind of right on that. Like that's a factor, but I think the biggest factor is the Scarlett Johansson thing. Like everything that happened with Scarlett Johansson, how she sued them because they did. Because remember why she sued them? She sued them because originally it was supposed to come out only in theaters, and then weeks later
Yeah,
it come to Disney Plus. But they didn't do that. They just did it day one. And I think what they want to do is they want to avoid further complications like that with their other actors. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like they don't
other
want to like
scandals.
yeah, like they don't want to have Tom Holland and
Right.
Simu.
So
I think I said that right. Um, and the cast from the Eternals, like they don't want them. You know what I mean? To fucking be suing Disney because then they're gonna even lose more money. So for them, they're just like, you know what? Fuck it. We'll do what we should have done in the beginning. We're only gonna release it in theaters, and you know maybe months down the line we'll add it to Disney Plus.
the only thing I think the problem with your theory,
Like,
Justin, I could be wrong, but I think the problem is that they announced that Shang-Chi was going to be only in theaters before Black Widow even came out. I could be wrong though, and I don't know if you
Mm,
heard the CEO of Disney a couple weeks before the movie came out, he said that Shang-Chi was an experiment
yeah.
and we'll see how it does only on theaters, something like that. And I think that was kind of like a little bit before the
Mm.
whole thing with Black Widow. I could be wrong though.
Do you think? Well, if that's the case, do you think then like Disney was was doing
Yeah,
both
yeah,
angles to
I
see
think
what
so. I
worked
think
better.
they were just trying to figure out what worked and what didn't. And I think Danny's right. I think that's what I've heard is that Disney Plus just is not working. Those same day releases are not working at all. And by seeing Shang-Chi's box office the other weekend, that proves that going to theaters is a lot better.
People still want
Yeah,
to go watch
just a
it.
lot better. Like would it open up with 90 million or something like that? Like when Black Widow opened at I think 70, when Black Widow is already a known property. Like there's just no, and not just 90 million opening weekend, but also second weekend it had a good number too. I don't know what the number was, but yeah,
Probably like
like
60 or 40
it's
million.
amazing compared to what Black Widow did. So just going to theaters.
Still
Oh
pretty
yeah,
bad by
but
Marvel's
we're talking about
by Disney's.
COVID.
Oh no, yeah, but
Yeah,
also we're in a world with COVID and stuff, and like I'm pretty sure like half the people are kind of still like,
like
I don't want to go to the theater because I
I
might
didn't
get
say I was
COVID.
sad
Danny,
about
think
it.
about this: is that
Oh,
Fast Nine,
Danny.
the ninth establishment of a very well known franchise, came out at what 80 million or something like that, and that was at a time when COVID was going down. Right now we're at peak, and yet an origin movie made more than Fast Nine, Black Widow, at a point where COVID's even worse.
And also at a
Mhm.
point where most people would argue this is like we're hitting
Oh,
that
yeah, yeah.
superhero fatigue or
Danny
that
would agree
Marvel
with that
fatigue.
completely.
But the thing was, I wouldn't say fatigue. It's just that I mean, I know I've said it many times. It's just I don't know. It just felt
like
over
Endgame
in
was
a
the peak. Like
sense, you know,
Endgame was the end.
or,
Is that what you mean? Like it was the final conclusion to
or at
for
least for
you at
me,
least.
you know, like for me, I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I've been this since the very first Iron Man because I remember being taken to you know, like to the theaters to see the first Iron Man. I'm being, oh, this is pretty cool, and just kind of became a fan from there. So that whole 10 years, Endgame, I'm like, all right, I finished the story,
And what
awesome, and well, yeah,
And
yeah.
would
you're
you
just
be
kind of like it's
excited?
time to move on, which
I
is
would
normal.
say kind of move on, but I just
Yeah,
don't have the hype like I used to. Like back then, like when you know, like all the other older movies would come out, like Age of Ultron, Thor Ragnarok, you know, like all of those other movies. I would just get like, oh, dude, oh look, it just dropped. Well, you know, like can we like how many Easter eggs can we find in the trailer in the next you know, like I was really into it. But now it's just like,
what about
I'm good,
Spider-Man?
man.
Not
I'm
excited
good.
for
I've had my
Spider-Man?
fun. I'm
Yeah,
curious about it.
okay, yeah,
I'm
that's better
curious about it.
than no interest at all.
Okay, here's a better way of saying it. If the movie comes out and reviews and people say it's good, will you go watch it?
Uh, I want to say a good maybe.
A good
A
maybe.
good maybe. Like
Because
60
for
40
me at
chance.
least, because like for me at least, like movies like Thor, Love and Thunder, uh, Spider-Man, like or Captain America, like the fourth Captain America, which okay, I don't know about you, but to me it kind of pisses me off. It low key as an Iron Man fan that they're making a fucking fourth Thor and a fourth Captain America movie, but we're not getting a fourth Iron Man movie because guess what? Oh, he
But
fucking died.
I think
But they're just replacing the rest.
I think the problem with Iron Man is
Yeah.
that the
Shit.
second and third one weren't very good, and like I feel like they.
Whoa, hold your fucking pants there, Chris. I will
No,
fucking
wait.
fight you to the
I
death if you say
I got
I
20 bucks on Chris.
I didn't like the second one, but I actually really liked
that.
the third one. But it's just a known fact that two and three
Okay.
weren't very good to reviews.
No, it's not a known fact. They're personal opinions from people with bad taste. That's what they are.
and
That's
and
what
so I
they
don't
are.
think there was no formula there. They didn't think that they should continue it and ruin Iron Man. You know.
Well, hold the fuck up, Chris. They did
But
not
no, I'm
ruin
just
Iron
saying
Man. I will fight
if they
you
continued,
for saying
imagine
that.
making a second one wasn't good, making a third one got mixed reviews, making another one that got mixed reviews or people say it's not good. Like you ruin the reputation.
I think. I think personally, they should have gave Iron Man a fourth movie because that's literally the reason why they didn't give him a fourth movie
Yeah,
was because what she said. Because as the movies went on,
yeah.
they got mixed
I thought I would
receptions.
imagine.
Um, but to me, I think, but yeah, like to me at least, that's not fair because like the other movies, they had time, like think about it, like Iron Man 1 and 2
Yeah,
came out in phase 1. They were like 2008, 2010. And then 3 years later, we get Iron Man 3, which was like the beginning of phase
yeah.
2. Whereas Captain America and Thor had enough time to kind
Right.
of
No,
grow and learn.
I
Like, I
get
mean,
you,
like the
and I think
Thor
that's the
could have been the same
whole
way.
thing. Why they don't fit in the whole plan is because I don't think they actually developed a plan, like in a great scale like the other ones compared to with Iron Man. Like Iron Man was kind of just making movies so that Marvel could be seen, because second Iron Man has nothing to do with really on the big scale of everything else. Third one a little bit, not too much.
Hmm.
I don't know. I just think you guys are both wrong, and you can go to hell.
Uh, okay, but Chris, you and I can
But
agree on something, right? That Thor 2 was better than the first Thor.
No,
no,
shut the hell. Okay, there's this argument that
no,
me and Danny get into that I
yeah,
say
yeah,
Thor
it
1
is,
is
it
way
is.
better than Thor 2.
I
Exactly.
I disagree, man.
If you think Thor 2 is good, you're the same fucking person
Whoa,
who
no, no,
thinks
no, 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 no.
Skywalker
I
is
didn't
better
say
than The
it
Last
was
Jedi.
good. I didn't say it
You're
was good.
factually wrong.
That it's better than the first one.
No, it's
Not
not.
by a
It's
great
not.
margin. Not by a great
Not,
margin.
e- Not even by any margin. It fucking sucks ass.
No, dude, man, the first one sucks ass, dude. It's slow as hell and boring, dude.
Because it builds. It builds to when he fights Loki at the end.
That's like
Can you
five
tell me what
minutes,
happened in the
dude.
second? Okay, how about this? As much as much as the first one's slow, can you tell me how the fucking plot of the second movie goes? Because all I know is there's fucking elves. Legolas is fucking running around killing people. I can't tell
Uh,
you anything about that movie.
I can't either, if I'm being honest.
Point
But,
proven. That movie
but,
fucking sucks.
but it's just a bit more action, you know. It was able to
No,
keep my
Danny.
attention more, just a bit more than the first
If
movie.
you're
That's all.
more entertained, that's
You
fine.
know.
Completely fine, Danny.
Yeah. Again,
That's
not
not
by a
fine,
great
Chris. We have to
margin.
shame him. We have to discredit him. We have to make him feel like utter trash. We are in
Those are the
2021.
rules.
Those are the rules.
I would say it explains
Um,
why Danny doesn't
no,
like Marvel movies anymore. He's kind of stuck in a point where Marvel should make more movies like Thor: The Dark World.
Thor
Oh
2.
God,
Yeah,
no.
they should make more Thor 2s. If they don't make a Thor 2 with like fucking Captain America or with any of these new people, he's just like, I don't give a shit. It's not Thor 2.
And I'm the opposite, when I kind of prefer the first one and the third one, and then Marvel kept on going with that kind of theme of making good movies. So that's why I'm more excited of these movies.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. Like after Thor Ragnarok, I want to give
Oh
Thor
yeah,
4 a chance. Same thing with, I mean, No Way Home, I think the only argument you can make to go watch it is because they're bringing back old villains. And it's like
yeah,
multi-dimensional, fights. So I think
yeah,
that like
for
draws people
sure.
in.
Too much nostalgia,
Too
man.
much
Too much
nostalgia.
nostalgia.
Well, I think it's nostalgia if like Peter's like in trouble and then out of nowhere you hear it's pizza time and then Tobey Maguire comes swinging in,
That
fucking
dude,
helping them out. Then you can
bring
be
him
like,
back
oh, this is
with the
nostalgia.
black chair.
Yeah. Or he
Kind of
comes in like
time.
starts dancing and he's like, "Whoa!" Then I'd be like, "Okay, that's you're way too much on the nose."
But I was
Yeah, don't
Um,
be
man,
a little
that
too
trailer. We didn't talk about
self-aware.
that trailer, but Green Goblin, man, that was a surprise. Oh man,
oh yeah, that's another thing I wanted to talk
uh,
about, but you weren't here. And again, Danny doesn't give a fuck. And Chris, David just doesn't. David's on fucking cloud 9, so I don't know where the fuck he's at half the time. So I'm like, God damn it, I don't know who to talk about this stuff with. But yeah, I thought the trailer was really good. I thought like
Yeah.
the whole goblin
And
laugh, which makes me, which kind of makes me think, how are they gonna bring him in? Like how, like I know like it's like Peter messes with the multiverse and they somehow come in, but to me, I'm like, how do they bring him in? You know,
right.
how are
Yeah,
they
I get you.
introduced?
Like,
You get me?
they just appear. Like, I don't think I'll be satisfied, or I'll be satisfied for that. So it's gonna be interesting. I think it's gonna be pretty cool though. Do you think that, like, they're showing all these villains, but they're not showing the heroes? Do you think the other Peter Parkers are gonna be here?
Okay, so there's
Yeah.
rumors that they're gonna be in here. The only thing to like, for me at least, to discredit that is because they probably want to make Tom Holland be
Right.
the
Yeah, I
best
get you.
Spider-Man. You know what I mean?
But
Like, because to me it doesn't feel cheap, but to me it kind of feels like the idea of like, I don't know, the Sinister Six, because that's literally
mhm,
what they're trying to build. The Sinister Six come in and they're kicking Peter's ass, which they do in like any like fucking
mm,
adaptation of them. And then he's like, "Oh no, I can't fucking beat him." And then fucking Toby and
right.
Andrew come swinging in. I mean, sure, it'd be like hype as fuck. Like, you'd be like, "Oh my
They
god,
would
they're here!" But at the same time,
they didn't ever go
what
crazy
were
if
you
that
say?
happened. And but I don't think that Tom Holland could be by himself facing these villains. And also, I thought that they would be doing Sinister Six. Like, it just makes sense, right? But
Yeah,
realistically, like, these are actors that are pretty old. You know, like, can you do Sinister Six with them? Like, uh,
I mean, you can. I mean, look at Alfred Molina. Like he's like I like this just shows you how like it threw me off for a loop because I looked at him and I'm like, damn, he looks just like the movie, like like Spider-Man 2. Like he looks just like
yeah.
how he looked in Spider-Man 2. And then I did some research and I found out
Oh,
they de-aged
yeah.
him. And I was like, holy shit! I didn't even realize that. And then when I looked at it
They,
again, I'm like, oh, I see it now. But I
You
didn't see
see,
it at
but
first.
see,
So
the Marvel
what?
standard,
so they
man.
de-aged
That's
him
what I
for
was
the
talking
trailer
about.
for the movie for
And that's what I
Spider-Man.
mean.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they de
He looked a
they
little
de-aged
off to
them.
me, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but there was something.
He looks
Yeah,
too
like when I watched
smooth.
it the first time, there was something off, but I couldn't place it.
Right.
But I was just more hype as
Yeah.
fuck when he's like, "Hello, Peter." And I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
he's another
But you
way."
see,
But like
if they
when I
had
looked
to
at it again,
de-age
I'm
him,
like,
imagine doing a whole movie surrounding with him. Like, this movie, this Spider-Man, but
CG.
But
that's pretty expensive to do.
If you
you could
ask me,
DH
I
Willem
I
Dafoe
know.
would.
too, man. I mean,
Well, okay, I think with Willem Dafoe, what they might do
Oh
is just have
yeah,
him in the
that's
helmet half
really
the
true.
time.
yeah.
I think that's what they're gonna do in this movie. I think villains who wear a mask, they're gonna keep the mask on. Like they might have it off for like a second to be like,
Yeah.
"Hello, Peter," and like, "Who the fuck are you?" And then like where he's like, "Finish it." So some evil. Like they're gonna have like some fucking scene like that where like you're like, "Oh, it's Willem Dafoe" or whatever. But like he's probably gonna keep the mask
I
on
don't
half the
know.
time. I'm pretty sure like characters like Jamie
Yeah.
Foxx. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're not gonna de-age Jamie Foxx because like it was what like oh shit, it was actually
Oh
10 years
really?
ago. Oh
The
fuck.
Spider-Man movie, the last Spider-Man movie? Wow.
It was
Wow. But
almost 10
think
years ago.
about
That's
that,
fucking
that
crazy to think about.
black don't crack.
Mm.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like he's like they're not gonna they're like, do we have to
Whoa, whoa,
de-age
whoa,
Jamie?
Chris, whoa.
Yeah, he's not wrong because they're probably looking at Jamie and they're like, should we de-age him? And they're like, the fuck?
Chris,
Look
I
at
am
him. He looks the
offended.
same. And they're like,
I am
okay, yeah, you're right. Never
130.
mind.
I am 132 black man, and I am offended by that.
132, but
Well, I heard,
my great grandpa used to date a black woman. So thank you very much for offending me,
I don't know
Chris.
why you guys are offended, less wrinkles. I don't know.
I don't know, but to me, less wrinkles. That should be Chris's defense when they take him to court. Do you have any words to defend yourself, Chris? Less wrinkles. Okay, you just
Oh
write that down.
shit! It's like, oh shit!
They're like, okay, he's free.
Pretty
Let
good
him go.
argument. It's a pretty good argument.
Um, no, but like speaking of Spider-Man, did you guys check out the PlayStation showcase they had? Like not
Yeah.
even like 2 days
PlayStation,
ago. Well, no, it was what time was it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
top
PlayStation.
Xbox.
The
This is a general news show. Okay, fuck. I'm sorry we're not talking about Gears 7, Revenge of Marcus. Okay, I'm sorry we can fucking talk about
Wait,
everything
is that a
you
thing? Should
want,
we talk
Chris.
about it? I didn't hear about it, but we'll talk about it.
And
and
then
that'd
I
be
can
like what
Gears
2 3
later.
days ago.
Um, I mean, I will say that to your like just to like sprinkle in some gears for you, Chris. There was a leak that came out of GeForce Now today that Gear 6 is in
Oh, really?
production, but we all knew that
Oh, really?
it's gonna be on PC.
That makes
So
me
I mean,
a little
yeah.
bit wet.
What the fuck, Chris? What the hell? Did you hear that?
Why
Um,
did Chris really say it?
it is your fault,
Dude,
Johnny. This is your
I
fucking.
I actually had to process that. I'm like, did Chris really just say it?
This is your fault, Danny. All your
What? How
fucking
is it my
because whenever we film, you just have to make them a little more gayer than the last. That's your fucking fault.
Guys, calm
I
down.
You just had
It was a
didn't
joke
I didn't
because
joke.
of how much you guys were making me into this Gears fanboy.
I think Danny just can't get over the fact that you said that. I think his brain's like on meltdown. It's on
It's because
overload. He's
like
like,
Chris is I don't know, like I can't really like imagine Chris saying that. So to actually hear it's like what? I don't know. It's weird.
this is what I'm saying. This is your fault. You made him gayer every time we film. You're like, hey, how about if Chris like comes up and rubs my nipples? I'm like, why the fuck would Chris be doing that? And you're like, it's funny. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, it probably would be funny.
Yeah, see, but you uh oh
Anyway,
god.
wait to
But
premiere the PlayStation thing. I didn't
god
watch
damn
it.
it. There we
Back
go.
to the PlayStation thing.
No, I didn't
Did you
watch
guys
it.
watch it?
Yeah, I saw the what's it called, like the whole thing. And I mean well I mean granted I'm not it's called like I'm not a PlayStation guy, so perhaps
Yeah,
maybe it wasn't as big for me, but there was a few things where I was like, I kind of
I
want to see
think
what like where this goes, you know?
yeah, I think for me, like this is my first PlayStation that I've had since like fucking
Oh, that's so true. You got
2002
PS5. I never
or
asked you
2000.
about it.
PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a PS5. Um, I haven't used it as much. I played a couple of games on it, but I don't use it as much as like I do my Xbox. And this like for me like because my sister asked like one day she was like, "Do you even use that thing?" And I felt like I had to defend myself for spending like $400. I was like, "Of course I do."
It's woman. Yeah.
And then she walked away, and I thought about it, I'm like, "Do I really use it?" And I was like, "Oh fuck, I really don't." And like the more I thought about it, I'm like, "Well, what games are there?" And like besides like majority of the third party games that I've already played on my Xbox, like for first party, there's not really a lot that like interests me. Like I mean, I play God of War because that's just a game you have to play.
Yo,
Okay,
that's a fun ass
um,
game, dude.
I play
Awesome
God of
game.
War. I played Ghost of Tsushima, which I was kind of
Nice.
okay. And I have Horizon Zero Dawn downloaded for free because they were giving it away for
Mm.
free. I haven't played
We
that
haven't
yet.
played. Haven't played Last of
I
Us.
have it downloaded.
Uh,
I have not played Last of Us. I played
okay.
the first one. I haven't played the second one. Um, I have
I
not
think.
played Spider-Man, but I know
Right.
what happens in the game.
Ooh. Yeah, I still
Um,
recommend it. I still recommend it.
I think I'll try to give it a chance because I know right now I'm waiting for that to be on sale or something because right now for the PS5 version for Spider-Man 2018 and Spider-Man Miles Morales they have a
Oh
bundle for
wow. Still a pretty.
$75
That's expensive.
and
Video games
and
are
I'm like
expensive. Like
yeah
Yeah.
it's pretty expensive but it's two games and I'm like but I'm still kind of waiting to see if there's uh like a sale or something because it's already been out for a year so I'm hoping it'll
But
go
Yeah,
down in
talking
sometimes
price.
about that,
sometimes
talking about that price, it's the same thing with consoles. Like I don't think you really make a bad choice of buying a console because they stick their value pretty well. So
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
So
yeah, they do.
It's it called like when you like when you like well like not reverse engineer, but like when you like actually look at the parts and how much they would cost to like be like equal to a
mhm.
PC. It's
You
like
realize that
easily
you're
like
getting a great value.
yeah, it's like it can be easily like a like
Wow,
nine
yeah,
hundred
that's
thousand
crazy.
dollars, you know? Like mm. So to
Wait,
get
nine
that
hundred
I mean, it
thousand? You
means
mean 9,000?
902,000.
900, 900,
Oh,
nine
okay.
hundred, and I said
Yeah.
900 or 1,000.
I didn't hear the thousand. I just heard 900,000. I'm like, okay, Danny, that's a pretty
Wow.
fucking. That
Should
is
sell that shit
the
right
gold.
away.
It's like bedazzled. It's got like gangster Snoopy on
Gold
it, fucking
plated,
smoking
gold
weed
plated
for
hard
some reason.
drive, gold plated all the CPU.
It
Well,
fucking
actually,
overheats like a
gold
motherfucker.
gold is the best semiconductor, so that wouldn't be too bad.
Um,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure gold is
Yeah.
terrible for electronics.
what is it, buddy?
Hey,
It's
what
Danny.
the
It's
fuck?
Danny. What are you doing here?
Hey, sorry guys. I came
Watch out,
in
watch out,
a
watch out.
couple minutes ago just now. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. We're talking about the
I
PlayStation event.
yeah, I was trying to listen. I'm like, oh, what's the next topic coming up? And you're just talking PlayStation. I saw the event and there were some pretty good things, some unexpected things, but I liked it overall, even though I don't have
I
one.
Yeah, I think for me the biggest takeaway I got from that conference I was like, holy fuck, Insomniac is on a different level. They're on crack or something. They're making Spider-Man 2 and they're making fucking Wolverine and they're making some other fucking game. Like to me my brain's like like I couldn't process that. I'm like, how many fucking people does that studio have to make like
See,
three
see, but
big games?
like that's cool. Like it is cool, but at the same time, I'm like, ooh, but like might this cause like them being spread too thin, which like it might lower the
Mhm.
quality of the games, or like is their team just that huge that they're able to like to have like maybe 300 like 300 per like development, it's just like damn.
Or
Yeah.
even more so, are they just that organized? Like they're able to like hit deadlines like
Uh,
there's no tomorrow.
I
Like you
mean,
know what I mean? Like
maybe.
'cause think about it. Like realistically, let's say like I mean, as far as we know, the next game they're releasing is Spider-Man 2, right? So they're working
Yeah.
on Spider-Man 2, and they're just hitting every fucking deadline. And then coming up to the launch of the game, they just like half the team just drops off to go work on Wolverine, and they're just hitting the deadlines too. You know, they're like boom, 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 boom. Like to me, like the output of that studio and like the quality that they have released makes me go like, holy shit! Like they're just on another level.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
It's like,
I agree. Like, it is pretty impressive. But, it just kind of causes just a little bit of worry. Like, can they
yeah, I get you.
keep this consistent, or because they have to like if they absolutely must meet deadlines, like is that going to drop quality of the games, or
Mm, I
who
get you.
knows?
Because
Who knows? Who knows?
that's kind of like Obsidian, Obsidian Entertainment.
Yeah,
Like they're working on Avowed, but at the same time they're working on The Outer Worlds 2, and then they also have Grounded. That's like three games right there. I mean, granted, one of them's like a really small game, right? Like Grounded's just a fucking little Honey I Shrunk the Kids, but the other two they're
yeah,
like big titles, like they're big RPGs, and it's the same thing where I'm like, holy shit! Like if they can nail the output, like they're able to like release a product that's really of a high quality, and again they're just hitting deadlines like a motherfucker. That's just impressive to me overall. You know what I mean?
yeah. I get you. I get you.
Um,
But at the end, I just wish him the best, man. I wish, hey guys, just make a good game, and if y'all need more time,
yeah.
take more time,
I mean, like obviously the notable mentions were like Spider-Man 2, Wolverine, a sequel to God of War,
dude.
um, that which looked hype. Kind of, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that
I
trailer
Actually,
was good.
I'm honestly pretty excited for Ragnarok, man. It looks
yeah,
it
me
looks
too.
pretty good. It looks pretty good. I mean, they did an awesome job with the last God of War, so I'm
Yeah.
I'm I'm honestly pretty excited. Pretty excited for that one.
Um, and then before they showed off their big bangers at the end. They had like all these little things where you have like abilities and stuff. But I was still like, that's Borderlands. Borderlands, you have abilities. Like, what
Oh,
are you
okay.
talking
Well, wait,
about?
but like, is it in universe or is it like spin-off or is it like a whole other thing sort of thing,
It's a spin-off. It's supposed to be a spin-off.
A spin-off? Okay. Okay.
It's supposed to be a D&D game.
Oh. Oh, so like that's why they were playing D&D? Like I thought it was just part of like I don't
No, no,
know.
no.
Yeah, that's also
That's
why
literally
they
what
have
it is.
dragons and they have spell-like abilities.
But like to
Okay.
me, that confused me more because they're like, oh, like we're trying to make a Borderlands RPG where you get to do where you have abilities and things, and they were describing it, and they're like,
So
and you get all
Borderlands?
this, yeah, they were like, and then they were like, and we get you have all this loot, like you have all this variety of loot, and I literally was like same way as you. I was like, so Borderlands, it's literally Borderlands. You're describing Borderlands 4 or 3.5. Like you're not really describing anything new.
The pre-sequel to sort of thing, you know?
Yeah.
I guess.
Um.
I don't
There
know,
were
but
other games,
it
but
looks
like to
kind of
me,
fun. Looks kind of fun.
yeah, it looked kind of fun. But like overall, the rest of the conference, like there were just some games that were kind of, eh. Like I agree with you, where they didn't really like as a PlayStation person, like maybe there's some guy fucking jizzing his pants, going, "Oh my god, Moana 2, Moana the game," and it's like a Hawaiian game or whatever, and like I don't really feel that. Or
Yeah,
like
I
there was
get
some
you.
like other like I don't really know what the word is. I guess like JRPG like games, like there was like a couple of those where like they're not specifically set in Japan, but they have that look. You know what I mean? Like that Final Fantasy look,
Yeah, that
that Asian,
I
that
guess
Asian.
I guess you
That's the
call
best way
it
I
like
can
art
describe it.
style as well, you know?
Yeah,
Like
like
when
that
you
art
look at it and
style.
you're like, that's Japanese. Like that, you know?
Yeah, yeah. That those are like I don't know why I can play almost any other fucking game in the world, but a Japanese game that looks like that.
Really?
Like I mean, like anime games and stuff I can play, but it's Japanese games that try to make that have this Asian esque. They're trying to be like present, but not really. Like I don't know. There's something about it that just throws me off.
Yeah. No,
Um,
I get you. It's called like it is like a different vibe compared to like a lot of other games. It's just like, huh. Like actually it feels different, plays different.
Which one is this one you guys are trying to talk about?
It was
it was I think it was called like Project Eve or something.
yeah. Ava?
Mm.
No. Was it something?
So, yeah, the project was the title of it. There was a like it was Project something.
No, wait. I think it was Project Eve. Yeah. Yeah, I think it was Project Eve.
Another big thing that came out of that was Knights of the Old Republic, the remake, which I'm excited for because
Um,
I love Knights of the Old Republic. That was literally one of the first Xbox games I played when I got my Xbox. When I traded in my PS2 because I was like, this fucking sucks.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that when he whipped out the lightsaber and then put it up to his face. I'm like, oh, that kind of looks like Darth Revan. I'm like, oh, that probably is him. And then they put the title. I'm like, oh, nice. I never played the Knights of the Old Republic, but I recognize that there's like a billion fans and they're so hyped
Wait,
for this. So
what
I'm
do you
happy
mean you
for
never
the
played it?
fans.
I lent you the game.
Knights of the Old Republic?
Yeah, you asked for it. I lent it to you, and I remember I had to get it back from you.
Bruh.
Did I? I'm
Yeah,
trying, I'm trying to think back. I'm pretty sure
I
you let me
did.
a different game.
I lent it to you because you
Mm.
were like, "Hey, you have Knights of the Old Republic?" I'm like, "Yeah, you want?" And you were like, "Can I borrow it so I can play it?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure. Just get it back to me."
Hmm. Fuck me. I'm not sure.
Damn, dude. Yeah. Well, at least you got the game
Interesting to
back. So.
know where the first game was an Xbox exclusive. The remake is a PS5 exclusive, which is very interesting.
Oh, they really have turned to the dark side. Huh?
Which I don't know. That's crazy to me.
That was the day.
Yeah,
That
I
was the day
mean,
that
that's
you
fine, I
became an
guess.
Xbox fanboy. So you're gonna become a PS5 fanboy.
No, shut up. Like literally, like on my PS2, I think the only games I had was it was like a driving game and some other game I can't remember. But I remember not liking it just because of the controller. I thought it was so confusing. Like triangle and square, like there were shapes, and there was an extra bumper, and I'm like, what is this? I don't have like 6 fingers. This is weird to me. And so my uncle took it away, and he brought me an Xbox, like the original Xbox, and he gave me Knights of the Old Republic, another driving game, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, and he gave me this disc that was an emulator. That when you loaded it up, it had about, I'm not even joking with you, 100,000 games.
That's crazy.
But they were
Cool.
games from like the Super Nintendo,
Oh, okay.
the Genesis, like literally every
Yeah.
other console that came
Oh, an emulator sort of thing.
yeah, like basically any other like any game that came out prior to the PS2 and Xbox, like I had all those games. So I literally grew up playing like fucking old games like Lion King or Aladdin or Three Ninjas, and I hear people go, "Oh, my first game was Halo," and I'm like, I can't relate. I didn't play Halo till like 2011.
Dude, and you you play like, well, I wouldn't say one of the worst ones, but definitely not one of the, probably the smaller of the bunch of the games, you know?
Yeah, I played Halo Wars first, and I was still like, and I remember Danny hyping it up when I first. So Danny was a super huge Halo fan when I met him,
Yep.
and he was like, you
Very
gotta play it, and then I was like, okay, and then I saw it at Walmart, and then like they had the Halo Wars at Walmart because you know how they have like those demo setups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I went there and I played it, and I'm like, this game fucking sucks. I was just
God
like,
damn, dude.
I was just like, how does Danny like this? And then like I didn't play it, and then a year later, Halo Reach came out, and then my cousin had it.
Oh,
He was
yeah,
playing it,
man.
and I was just like, what is this game? And he's like, oh, it's Halo Reach. I'm like, this is Halo? And then that was like my drug
Good
into
stuff.
Halo. But I
Good
played Halo Reach, and then I played Halo 3, then I played Halo 1, and then I played Halo 2, and then I went to Halo 4.
Damn. You know, maybe in a way, it's probably better that you played Halo Wars first because you're like, oh man, this is it.
My
So
expectations were
the
low.
next game, yeah, exactly. So when you play the next one, you're like, well, let's see what this one's about. And then boom, it's badass. You're like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. I gotta play the rest, and you play the rest. They're pretty great. I mean, four is kind of in between, but yeah, the rest are pretty great.
Yeah, I went back to play Halo Wars because I was like, oh, I'll give it a second chance. I played it. It was okay. I liked it. The strategy game. Same thing. I did the same thing with Gears. Like I played Gears 3 first, then I played 1, and then I played 2, then I played 4, and then 5.
Hmm. I honestly never played past Gears 3, dude.
And
I
I like
played
Gears.
one, 2, and 3, but after that, I honestly never touched
talking
any
about
other
Gears.
like
Gears is best.
Gears
Best
game.
game ever.
Oh
I knew it.
god.
I knew it. I knew it. That's why I said it. I said it because I was like, Chris is awfully quiet. I should get something. I should get him to say something. And I'm like, how do I get him to talk? And I'm like, oh, I play Gears. And I was just waiting for him like Gears.
Y'all
Gears.
talking
Like
about
Where are
back
the
from
gears?
up. Gears.
Yeah, like squirrel. It's like Gears.
Man.
You know, one thing I was actually pretty like disappointed about in the PlayStation showcase, the fact that they showed
What?
another Grand Theft Auto 5 trade, well, not
Oh my
trailer,
god.
but
Yeah.
like I guess like a re-release sort of thing or enhanced
Yeah,
version. It's
for
like,
next
dude,
gen.
give us the next game.
Apparently everyone disliked that.
Seriously,
Everyone did
man.
dislike that. Dude, it's already been what, almost 10 years since GTA 5 came out,
Yep.
and all we had is Red Dead
Uh,
Redemption, and most people only like the story. No one plays it for the online because I know when Red Dead Redemption Online came out, it just kind of fell flat.
dude, it's because it was boring, dude. It was boring. I remember being all excited, like, oh, dude, okay, it's Red Dead Online, but it's like a much better version of it. But it's only fun for like the first 15 minutes, and then it's like, oh, give me the same thing over and over again, huh? So it gets it gets boring pretty quick. That's all.
The only reason I didn't like it was because they made my character look like he was inbred. I didn't like that.
Yeah, but
I was like, why does my character
It
look
just
like
wasn't fun overall.
he was from an inbred family? Like he looks like he came out of Wrong Turn. He looks that he looks that ugly. I'm like, I don't like this.
The hills have eyes and whatnot.
Yeah, I was like, he's like one eye's higher than the other. I'm like, what is this?
Oh God! But seriously, come on, man, give us the next game, or give us that DLC that y'all promised a long time ago, but just completely bailed on it. Come on, man.
They're gonna make DLC?
Yeah, for GTA 5, but
I did not know that.
yep, they were, but I for whatever reason they're just like, nah. Let's just
They
focus
were
on
making
online.
way too much money from online that they were just like, let's
Dude,
keep this up.
they have made literal what like 2 billion off it, no?
Yeah, that's crazy to think about.
Dude, honestly, they better invest some real money into the next GTA, man. Come
It's
on,
like
man.
GTA 6 is basically a reskin of GTA 5. Like they're like Franklin and everyone's still there. They made him a little lighter. Like this isn't Franklin. This is Fernando. He comes from Miami and like that's Franklin guy
Oh yeah, and there would definitely be a woman character. There has to be a woman character.
with very who is aggressive but caring.
No, just straight up aggressive
Okay. I was actually gonna give the
because
benefit of the doubt for them.
because she's a strong woman. All right.
But she's a Latina because it's gonna be a Vice City.
Ooh, Vice City. You know, dude, oh man, okay. If they won't do GTA 6, I truly hope that they do like remakes like for the like for the first couple of games or something, or at least one of them, dude. But like an actual remake, not remaster, like
Yeah.
full on remake, dude. Like
It was that
I
for Vice City, I'd play it.
yeah, for Vice City, San Andreas, Grand Theft Auto 3, uh, yeah,
San
dude.
Andreas.
Yeah, I already said San Andreas, but
Okay. I wasn't paying attention.
but honestly, dude, like it would be pretty awesome if they did, dude, and I really hope they do. Like if they're not gonna give us GTA 6, just give us one of the older ones or something. But a full remake, full remake. Like don't cut any corners, just a full good remake.
Yeah, I was gonna say yeah, I'm hopeful they like the next GTA is just a really good game overall. Um, you know what also is good? Not really. No, I'm gonna shut up. I was trying to do a good
Bruh.
segue. I fucked it up. 9/11 happened. It was the anniversary. I fucked it up. I'm gonna shut up. 20 years, guys. 20 years since 9/11 happened.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah, and in our city, I don't know about the people listening, but we recently got a younger kid. I think he might have been 20 or 21. He just got sent back here home to our city, and they've been on the news talking about him going like when I went
Yeah.
to when I was out driving, I saw everything. I was like, oh, this is cool. And then I saw there his the funeral home. I'm like, oh yeah, there's probably someone here. And then oh, it's a Marine. Oh, cool, cool. He's coming back. But then later at that night, I saw like, oh, they just brought back his body. I was like, oh damn, they fucking got him. He was a victim of one of the shit. I want to say there
Afghanistan.
Afghanistan.
was yeah in Cabal. In Cabal,
Really?
there was an
Yep.
explosion, and he was one of I think 11 or 12.
Oh
Left
man, that
behind,
sucks.
man. They were left
Yeah,
behind.
yeah.
That sucks, dude.
He was helping people to get in
Escape.
the airports to leave Kabul with all of this going on and the Taliban stuff.
Yeah. Oh man, that sucks. That's so sad. I thought you were talking about
Yeah.
9/11. I'm like, they're barely bringing his body right now. What the hell?
No,
What they find
dude.
his I was like, did they find his like pelvic bone? And they're like, here you go, he's back.
Mm.
I,
Nah.
I didn't know it was. That's so sad.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it just unfortunately happened around 9/11, but yeah, it definitely happened in the hometown.
Dang, that's crazy. But I don't know. I think I wanted to talk about it in the podcast just because like I was literally put in the mood about it. Because on Hulu they have like a docu series on 9/11.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like there's new footage that I've never seen before. That I was like, holy! Like they have different angles and different people's perspectives. I'm like, this is crazy.
Oh yeah,
Like like just imagine being there.
that's always wild. Like seeing different footage or unreleased or never before seen because it's like the first time. But yeah. But no, well, yeah. If it probably came out on Hulu, I don't. No, yeah, probably people probably
Do you
watching that.
guys like
I
we
mean,
were
it's a good
super young,
series.
but do you guys remember it happening like during that time or no?
I'm gonna be
Um,
honest, dude.
Yeah.
I really don't. I honestly don't remember anything about it.
I
I'm
do,
being
but I
honest.
just remember how cold my grandma was towards it because she was like, "Who gives
Really?
a shit? That's not us."
Yeah.
And she made
Damn,
tortillas.
damn.
Yeah, I guess I because I heard about it and I mentioned it, and then she was like, "Who cares? That's not us. That's not here." And then she just goes, "What do you want in your tortilla?" And I was like, "Bacon and egg. Here you go." And she just made me the taco, and she was like, "Get the hell out of
Yo,
here."
she has her
Uh,
priorities.
Right.
um,
Yeah, I
I mean, I get
remember.
it. I get it because
oh
like I mean, like
yeah.
if you're not
Uh,
there, you know, to certain people, to certain people, you're just kind of like,
yeah,
ah,
yeah, it
whatever.
doesn't impact your life and stuff. And I don't even know how I remember. I was super
Yeah.
young, but I remember being in my grandparents' house and seeing the TV and they had the news there, live coverage of it, what was going on and stuff. I don't remember how my grandparents felt about it. I don't know if my grandma felt the same way and then she was there making tortillas.
This is better. It's better than how mine acted.
But I just remember seeing it on TV and
Yeah, I
it's
wanna.
kind of surreal, like imagine just being in a building and airplane hitting that building and just how
Dude, and that's what's crazy. Like if you watch the Hulu, I think it's called just like
uh-huh,
remembering 9/11 or something like that. Um, like and they like how I said they have different angles and footage like that I've never seen before. It's crazy because literally like there was one where it was like this fire chief like they were off doing something like nearby the towers, not really, and they're like, oh, there was a gas line that broke, and they're just doing
right,
their job, firefighters, and then all you hear is and they just look up and they pan and you just see it hit the building and you're like, holy,
yeah,
like Jesus Christ,
yeah,
that's
like
crazy.
just out of nowhere and
Yeah.
then you have all these planes hitting different parts of the country and no it's gonna hit you too
Yeah.
like it's crazy like you think like the world's ending like you know crazy
You
yeah
feel like you're personally
yeah
attacked.
like
I
what I
think that's a
mean is
better way
that
of it. Like you
yeah
feel
yeah
like
what I mean
someone's
is
like
like
attacking you.
like if you feel like we've never been part of an area where we have like a battle of war or something like that. But I can imagine that's how it feels like, like you're having these acts of terror. It's just crazy.
Oh, what's called
Yeah,
Yeah,
like a war-torn
yeah.
country sort of thing?
Like you're just
I think
Okay.
what like because there's also another there's a Netflix one I know that I saw too, where it was like talking about like the events that led to 9/11. You know, our involvement in Afghanistan and how the government knew about the not Taliban, Al Qaeda and all that. Like they knew about Osama bin Laden, but they
right,
never acted on it because like I might be wrong, like I might be 100% wrong, but I think they had him as like someone as an ally when they were in Afghanistan. Not like hey we're buddies, but like they had him
right.
help
Yeah,
us with certain
yeah. That's
things
that's the
like
thing. That's
information. I
how that's
think.
how they make their money. Like that's how terrorist groups make their money. Is like,
Like an
um,
informant?
Uh, more like a guide. I think it's a better way of saying it, like a guide, like telling them like this is where they are. Well, I guess informants. Yeah.
I don't know.
Hmm.
Well, it's because like when I
Damn,
think
that's
of
crazy, dude.
informant, I think of like a rat. You know, he's not ratting out people. It's more like he's getting rid of the
Right.
competition.
Hmm.
I don't know
Yeah, I
that personal
guess.
story, but
Well, I mean, it was nice knowing you, Justin. Gonna like
Ah,
like you're just gonna, for whatever reason, suicide yourself, I guess. But three
Dude, you're
shots to the
so
back of the
fucking.
head.
You're so dumb.
I want to say the thing I
Because
remember.
I'm sure the government wouldn't ever do such a thing. I'm sure.
Shut up, Danny. Shut
Yeah,
up. What
from
were you
what
gonna
I
Go
say,
ahead, Dan.
remember.
Chris?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say from what I remember on those days, I want to say like I think I looked over to the TV, and I just saw like maybe smoking or the burning buildings. But at the time, I was a little kid. I didn't know any better. I just assumed like my mom or dad was watching a movie. I was like, "Ooh, nice! It's pretty." It's like, "Ooh, orange is burning fire. This must be an action movie." And then I just like kept on going about my day, and I was like, "Damn." That's
That's
just like
real.
a kid's innocence. Like you just don't comprehend anything. Like that's
Yeah.
fucking wild.
Yeah,
I
like
want to,
I think
yeah.
anything like that is just crazy. You know what I mean? Like, of course, like I don't blame you. Like, like I'd probably be the same way. Like the only reason I took it serious was because my teacher at the time when it came out, I think she had family over there, or just she was more. She just took it. She took the threat more serious than my grandma would. Where my grandma was like, I don't give a shit. Here, what do you want with your tortilla? You know, she was just more like, oh, we're under attack.
Huh. Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess like she didn't realize how serious it was at the time, or
No, she did.
it,
I'm not gonna defend her. She did. She knew how serious it was. She just didn't care.
so she's just like a straight up G or what, man? Where she's like,
Yeah,
man,
yeah,
I don't
she
give
is.
a
She's literally
fuck.
she's literally like, why do I care? They don't care about me. Why would I care? Well, that was her mentality
Damn.
back then. Like she was stone cold Steve Austin. Like she was cold, and I was like, okay.
I mean, I was just trying to give her the benefit of the doubt, but
Nah,
damn,
I
son,
appreciate that, but no, she doesn't deserve it. She knew what she was saying.
damn. Yeah, but you know
She
what,
but
dude?
she
I kind of commend her because she was just being straight up, man. Like she wasn't gonna act or anything. She's like, you know what, dude? I just don't give a damn.
that's literally how she was. Same thing with with her mom, my great grandma. She didn't care either. She was just
She's
like, why
like
do I
been
care?
alive long enough to just not give a shit. I've seen
It's not
enough,
even
done enough. Don't
she
give a fuck.
felt bad people were getting hurt, but she didn't care about it. If that makes sense. It was like a contradiction. Like she was like, "Oh, poor people," but I don't give a fuck.
She had, I would say that.
Yeah, I brought the mood down. We were all talking,
Uh,
laughing about Shang-Chi earlier. We're like, ha ha ha, Shang-Chi. And now I mentioned
I
9/11,
know. Oh
and
fuck!
we're.
This is Shang-Chi discussion. Well, I'll just be
I mean,
quick.
if you want, you can add your 2 cents,
No, yeah.
David.
I saw it yesterday or the day before at the mall,
Oh,
and I
but
thought it was
wait,
really good. I really
wait,
like
wait, wait.
Shang-Chi.
Okay, I was like, don't say anything too spoiler because Chris hasn't seen it yet, and I mean, Danny also doesn't care, so you
I don't
know.
give a
Yeah.
damn.
I saw it yesterday or the day before at the mall, and I thought it was really good. It's I want to say it follows like the typical Marvel formula, but
Yeah.
the fight choreography was really good. I like
Oh
the
yeah.
music. I like the acting in it. The acting was really good. They did the lines really well. It was believable.
Yeah.
The effects were good, but just like towards the ending, it has a kind of CGI, but I thought it
Yeah.
was tasteful how they did it, and it was like able to be understood. So like you could
I
follow the
wanna.
action, but
Yeah.
it's more of the same of what Marvel is known for, I think. Or like it starts good, it gets really good in the middle, or a little crazy depending on your taste, and then the third act it goes all out with what it can, but it can still keep the people's attention.
I wanted to, since you've seen it, because Chris and Danny haven't seen it. I wanted to ask you for like two takes. Um, did you feel that the ending was did it throw you off? Like the third act, did it throw you off? Because for me, I didn't see that whole ending being what it was.
A little bit. but I was still following it good enough. Like I thought, like, oh, this is nice. Like this kind of story isn't so overly complicated. I was like, oh snap! They keep it simple. It stays simple, but it's still good. Like it's not too simple.
Yeah,
Uh, I'm
that's
I'm
that's how I felt.
I'm trying to figure out how to talk about it. But yeah, I really liked it. Easy to follow, good action, good plots, good characters. Really good. I'm gonna say like a nine
I,
out of 10 for me personally.
okay, I give it an 8 out of 10.
Justin, just me and you saw it?
Yeah, Chris
Mm.
hasn't seen it because he was sick these
No,
two
yeah.
weeks.
I've been wanting to watch it, but I just haven't been able to. And then now we were able to, so we went as a family, me and my family, and it was good. There
That's
also
good.
is there also is the one after credit scene, and then
Yeah,
a second one way at the end. So
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
you're gonna want to stay for two extra scenes at the end.
I was also telling him too. Did you feel that sometimes the effects look kind of wonky, like in the beginning, in the middle,
Kinda.
like
I wanna.
green screen, like the green screen
Uh,
at certain points kind of look kind of wonky?
mm, I
Because I was telling
don't.
Chris that for me, there were some scenes that took me out of it because like I get what they were trying to do, but like the CG or the green screen was just so bad, it took me out of it because I literally noticed it. Like I was like, oh, that doesn't look good. But then like I went right back into the movie afterwards.
Okay. Well, no, for me, I didn't really notice that green screen port that you're talking about, but I still really liked it.
All right.
In the
Um,
minority, Justin.
geez, we've been. What do you mean? What do you mean I'm in the minority?
Let's
Shut up,
see.
Chris. You haven't seen the movie. You had to fucking drink
Oh
orange juice out
man,
of a
you're gonna
liquid
hit me there,
form.
man. It's a low blow,
Yeah, I'm
What?
gonna hit you there.
low blow, man.
You had to drink orange juice?
Seven, shut up. I know what I messed up. I meant to say chicken soup, but I said orange juice and I had to commit to it. Shut up.
I'm like, isn't that how you're supposed to drink it?
I messed up. I meant to say chicken
Uh,
soup. Because he was
dude,
saying how it's chicken soup, like he couldn't drink chicken soup because like
I think
he
I
got
I think
tired
that
of
was
it.
worse than let's go save the rescue.
Hey, Danny, shut up. Okay, he can drink his liquid juice
Liquid juice.
anytime he wants. Okay.
Whoa, what are we talking about?
That's like a that's like a double entendre. Well, not a double entendre. That's like what the
Oh
fuck is the
man,
word?
doesn't know English.
Like it's like saying that's a sharp knife. Like knives are not a sharp knife. Oh fuck, I don't know what I'm saying. You know what? I'm shutting up. We're gonna end the podcast. I'm dumb. I'm not feeling good. And I'm fucking stupid. And I feel personally attacked, and I don't
I
like this.
I just wanted to say another thing is
I feel
that like about 9/11 because we went back into Shang-Chi, but I just wanted to say that
yeah, yeah,
like you brought the boon down, but it's good to remember people that lost their lives, 20 years ago
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, the people
They gave their lives. Yeah,
that lost their lives in the buildings,
hell
but
yeah,
also
man.
that risked their lives to save those people, and it's just
yeah,
a horrible act, but a day of remembrance of brave people too. Yeah.
yeah. I think so. Um, thank you to all the New York first responders and everyone. I did see that this is since we're on it before like we end the podcast. There was uh a video I watched of Jon Stewart, from The Daily Show,
Yeah.
well the old host of The Daily Show. I didn't know this, but since 9/11 till now, he's been fighting for free healthcare for the
Oh,
first responders who are like still
yeah.
Really?
suffering from what happened
Really?
because apparently like some of them like medical wasn't covered, so like most of like some of the first responders died from like other
Yeah,
from their
because
injuries.
people died like long time even after that because of that smoke or whatever reason. And
Yeah,
yeah,
like their lungs
yeah.
were like all messed up or stuff. And so like to me, like I didn't know that, so I found out that recently he was able to convince the state of New York to support that, like to give free medical care to those who
Oh wow.
risked their lives that day.
Yeah, that's
And I was like,
awesome.
that's a good thing.
I remember hearing about that a couple years ago. So that's great that it finally happened. Yeah. I don't know.
I would have never have guessed
Yeah,
that
me
he
neither.
does that stuff.
I know there's a movie on Netflix though that's called Worth. It just came out this past Friday.
Oh, with Stanley Tucci, right?
Yeah, Michael Keaton.
And Michael
Yeah,
Keaton.
yeah. Yeah, it's about trying to figure out how much money the the the, the victims will get and stuff. It's
Like how much their
yeah.
lives
It's
are worth.
crazy. It's crazy to think about.
I always find that stuff like crazy to think about when stuff like that comes into play because I'm like, how
Hmm.
do you value someone's
Yeah,
life?
I haven't watched it.
You know, like I mean, the cynical answer. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, I haven't seen it either. It looks good.
sure.
Speaking of like, since you brought that up, like it kind of now we're like going off a tangent again. Um, there's a lot of movies that I've been seeing lately for trailers that look really good, but I just haven't gotten the chance to watch them. Like there's one movie with Clint Eastwood called Cry Macho.
That one,
Uh,
that
there's
hasn't
another
come
one
out,
with
has it?
what?
Oh, okay.
No, it hasn't come out yet. There's another one called The Eyes of Tammy Faye. That
Hmm.
one looks good too. That one has Andrew
Oh,
Garfield
okay.
uh and the girl from It.
Oh,
Oh
the
my
one with
god, I'm
curly
forgetting
hair,
her name. I'm forgetting her
or oh
name.
no, you're talking about what's her name? The one with red hair. Uh,
Yeah,
Chastain, something. Yeah, just
Jessica.
yeah.
Yeah, Chastain. Jessica Chastain. Um, yeah, like her. And then there's another movie with Jared Leto and Adam Driver called
Oh yeah,
House
yeah.
of
That one looks
Gucci. It's got
good.
Lady Gaga in it
Man,
too.
there's a bunch
That
of
one looks
movies that are coming
Yeah, that
out
looks
later
good
this
too.
year that look good. It's gonna be exciting.
Yeah, and I think
because
that
they're
to me
finally
what
Yeah,
makes
releasing them.
well yeah that too, but also to me like what makes them promising is that like they're movies that aren't the blockbuster
yeah.
movies. They're
We're in
different.
Oscar season, so it's gonna be exciting.
Yeah.
The Cry Macho. I was gonna say, man, Clint Eastwood still working at his 90s. Like that's crazy, man.
Have you heard his voice in
Yeah.
that trailer? It threw me off. I was expecting that tough like you know what you're
Yeah.
getting yourself into, kid. He's like, you really got it's not working for you, kid. I'm like, what the fuck was this voice that you're doing? I'm like, you old hick.
The guy who's in the
Just,
90s still directing and
just,
acting. Come
just
on, give
now,
him a break.
just now I saw that one.
There's
All right,
like
all right,
John
all right.
Campia, he said that he made a good point that this guy has worked so long in the industry that you can break his career into two parts, and he would be like one of the best directors and actors in both those generations. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, you really can.
Yeah,
You really
yeah.
can. That's crazy, right? He started in his like
Hmm.
what
What you
20s or
guys do?
30s. Like isn't that's so crazy to think about? Like he won awards for being an actor, and then he won awards for
Yeah,
being a director.
yeah.
That's crazy
And
to me. That's just crazy to me to think about. Like
an
how
acting
old
career
he's been
or I
working.
mean a career that's lasted for so long, you know. Hmm.
That's like so influential.
Yeah,
Like we all
yeah, and
know the. I mean, I know like he didn't make that song, but like when you think of
they're
that, you think
different.
of Clint
Like you
Eastwood.
get into those westerns where he acted, and then now it's like different with his when directing and stuff. Like it's
Yeah. Like you have that. Like you have those movies like, because he makes like when he
hmm
started directing, he makes a lot of dramas. I mean, who could forget Gran Torino when he was that racist old man. What are you chinks doing in my yard? You're like, what the hell?
A
I'm like,
racist with a good heart, though.
I know, with a heart of gold, who gives the Asian kid at the end his car.
and then you go from that
I was
Uh,
movie,
like,
you go
I
from
really
that
like
movie
that
to like
movie.
$1 Million Baby or something. Like, come on.
I know, right? Like you're just
Mm.
like, what?
The guy is crazy, Just so good.
Do you think like that's good work ethic, but do you think he's a workaholic or he just loves what he's doing?
Um,
Because to me,
Uh,
I see it as like not. I think it's I say it's like that middle ground where he's at that age where I feel like most seniors um they get they become stale bread, if that makes sense. They just sit there and they don't do anything and they just get staler and staler as the days
I
go
get
on.
you.
You know what I mean? And
I
they
think
get more
I
jaded.
think that's the thing is that people
yeah.
when they get older, like either can do things that they enjoy or do things like that where they don't do much. And I think for Clint Eastwood is that thing that he enjoys doing is acting and directing. And so I think he's yeah,
Yeah,
so he's
I think he just
capable of
likes the
doing it,
craft.
so he's gonna do it, you know? It's better than just staying home or whatever.
Yeah,
Thinking about it instead of actually doing it.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
yeah. I give the man props, and like if he still wants to do it, then hey,
Yeah.
man, all power to him.
I want to meet him, and then I want to be like, "Hey, Mr. Eastwood, I have this script you want to read," and he just goes, "Get away from me, you dirty beaner!" And I'm like, "Okay." So I think I could help you.
But
I just want that interaction. Like I want him to read it in
Yeah.
his Gran Torino, like like mindset where like I come up like, "Hey, Mr.
I
Eastwood,
wouldn't even
I'm such
be
a big
mad.
fan."
I'd be
I
like,
wouldn't
damn,
either.
the man just spoke his mind.
Yeah, I want him to be like,
Yeah.
"Hey, I have this script and I want you to read it." And he goes, "Get away from me, you dirty beaner! I'm trying to eat my food." I'm like, "Okay, sorry, sir. I hope
but
you enjoy your food."
imagine if he imagine if he
I make
actually
it that.
likes your script and he's like, I'll do it, he'll
I
do
know how
it and
crazy
then
would that
like
be.
unfortunately the next day he passes away or something.
Bro.
Ah, that's such a. Oh my god, dude, I would. That'd be such a like kick to the balls. Imagine you tell all your friends he likes it. He's gonna produce it, and then the next day, Clint would died of an overdose, and you're like,
Overdose.
God damn it! You're like,
The
all my
overdose.
money. Yeah,
Over-
he was like, that was that just. He was just like, that was the worst script I've ever read in my life. I can't live anymore after reading that. And then you're like, God damn it, no.
Man, that guy is gonna die on set. One of these days. Crazy. What's
Oh, don't
what's
say that, Chris. I don't want to picture that. I don't want everyone. Okay, everybody, Mr. Eastwood's
what's
here, and
true?
he's just
Like,
standing there, and he
man, the
just
guy is
fucking, he just
already.
collapsed.
I want to say he's already 90, like close to 95. Like, if he makes
I
God
will say this.
damn.
if he makes
I
another
will.
movie, like, come on, how can he not? I don't know.
I'm gonna say this, Chris. Like to play devil's advocate, he might not die on set because he's not overloading his body. Because think about it. When was the last time you saw Clint Eastwood actually do something crazy,
But it's
like physical? Half the time
yeah,
he stands around and just
but
kind of
imagine
stares at
like
people.
you as who has directed short films. Like it's still demanding
Yeah.
trying to direct that small film, right?
Oh yeah, like stress.
And so
Like you.
imagine like a
Yeah,
big
I get
major
that.
Hollywood film and then also acting on it. Like I don't know.
That'd be crazy though, because imagine he's like, there's a scene where he's got laying like he's laying in bed
Oh
and
my
he's got to
god,
wake up,
imagine.
and they're like, action, action, Mr. Eastwood,
This
action, and
is
they're like,
good. This is good. All right.
yeah,
So welcome.
they
Someone
touch
get the
him and
stick.
they touch him and they just pick up the sheets and he just shit himself. And like, ah,
Uh,
god damn it! Like I don't know if
Bro.
he's
Chris,
old or if he
we've gone too
died.
far. Just
Okay, all right, all right. Well, then we'll end it here. God damn it! That's what I mean. I
National
feel
treasure.
attacking. I hate this. Thank you guys for listening to the podcast. I know we've been gone for 2 weeks, but after this, we'll be back to our weekly basis. If you like what you heard and you want to hear more, subscribe and leave a comment down below. Like the video and hit the notification bell to stay up to date with all our content. I want to thank all our hosts, my fellow hosts, Danny, Chris, and David. I know David joined in late, but still, thank you for being here, guys. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
yeah, man, it's always a pleasure.
Yeah, don't worry. We'll be back
Um,
with more, y'all. We'll be back with more.
yeah, we'll be
All
back
right,
with
by the
more.
way,
We're gonna do a review on Twilight Breaking Dawn. I know I said I'm gonna watch
oh
it,
god,
but I can't watch it. I watched like the first. You know what? I'm gonna save it for when the review. We'll have a review up for that, and then we'll also have one for The Last Jedi with me, Danny, and Evan, and
hell
maybe
no!
Chris.
Don't touch that movie again, right?
No, you said you were gonna be part of it. So you're gonna fucking watch it
God
because
damn it!
you and Evan were making the biggest goddamn like fucking you guys wouldn't drop the fact that Rise of Skywalker is a better film than The Last
Well,
Jedi
well, Danny, you
by
don't.
like a small margin.
Hey, just like Thor 2, just by
Well,
a
Danny, you
small
don't have to
margin, all
rewatch
right?
it if you remember. You
Just by
remember, and you remember
tiny.
your arguments on it.
I want to forget that movie.
No. I remember you and Evan were both ganging up on me, and you were both like, "Oh, we're gonna show you and prove to you how fucking wrong you are, Justin. Like, how can you like the fucking Last Jedi? It's a piece of shit film." And I'm like, "Okay, we'll watch it, all three of us. We'll all fucking watch it." And you guys were fucking, you wouldn't let your fucking balls go, and you were like, "Look at our big balls. Look how big they are. We gotta prove to you we're right." And I'm like, "Okay,
And then
we're gonna watch the movie.
I've never
I'm gonna
watched
prove
it,
to you how
so
you're
I can't
wrong."
get into this argument.
Yeah, you can't get into this, Chris. I mean, if Chris,
Don't do it.
I mean,
Don't
Chris
do it,
should be
Chris.
there. Chris should be there as the intermediary where he just like he's a neutral party. He has no personal connection to this film. And he should just
Nope.
we should just have Chris watch it with us so that we can get Chris's genuine reaction,
I don't even know any.
whether it's good or
I
bad.
didn't watch
Don't do it,
the
Chris.
prior
Don't touch
movies of that trilogy though.
You just have to watch The Last Jedi, Chris. You just have to watch it out of context and just understand, and you at the end of it you tell us
But,
whether it's a good movie or a bad movie. That's it.
You know, actually, that
but
ain't a bad idea because he didn't watch the Force Awakens, so
He didn't watch The Force
it won't be
Awakens
as
and
bad for him.
then
It
you
won't be as
see,
bad for
yeah.
him.
So
but I'll do that,
what?
and then I'll say it's a good movie, and then those of you who thinks the movie sucks are gonna say, "Oh, it's because you didn't watch it."
The Chris already sees the future. Chris already has the foresight to know how you and Evan are gonna react. He
Hell
knows you
yeah,
guys are gonna,
man!
he knows that you guys are gonna pull whatever bullshit you can and like say he's wrong.
All right.
I'm not. I'm.
I have lots to
No,
say,
I'm better.
so next time. I have lots
I'm
to
next
better
say.
time
off
when
not
we
watching it and watching Shang-Chi. All right.
no, you're gonna watch it, Chris. You're gonna watch it and you're gonna tell us.
Don't watch
I'll
it.
defend
Don't
you.
watch it,
I'll
Chris.
defend you. I'll defend you if those two fuckers come at you and try to be like, "Hey, Chris, you're fucking wrong. Gears of War sucks. Your opinion sucks." I'll be like, "No, Chris, you're right. Gears of War is okay, and you keep doing what you're doing. It's your opinion."
I mean, it's your opinion, but your opinion's wrong. You know that's.
Oh my God, shut up! Don't listen to the man who thinks Thor 2 is a better film.
Yeah,
Don't listen to him.
I
That's
will.
how opinions work.
by a
Wait,
minuscule margin. I
No, it's
wait,
way
wait. I don't
lower.
know.
It's
I
not
don't know
even
who
close
to
to the first
trust.
film.
Somebody that loves Thor 2 or somebody who loves Iron Man 2.
Hey, Chris,
got
shut
him.
your mouth. I only
Hey,
like
I
it
never
for the
said I
tech.
love Thor 2.
I only like it. I
It's a good
like it
movie.
for the tech. I love the suitcase suit. You shut your mouth, Chris.
Ah, damn. I never saw Thor 2, but I do like Whiplash as a villain.
See?
I thought
So
Mickey
shut
Rourke
your
was
mouth,
good.
Chris. Shut your mouth. In this one instance, your opinion is wrong. It's factually wrong.
Oh man.
Okay, but we can all agree that they're both terrible movies. You know,
What are bad movies?
in terms of Marvel. In terms of
Iron Man 2 and
Marvel.
Thor 2?
Yeah, yeah.
No,
And
you're
Thor
wrong.
1.
Only Thor
And
2
Thor
is
1.
the bad Marvel movie. Iron Man 2 is a classic. Anyways, thanks for listening, guys. We'll catch you next time.
See you next week, guys.
You on the next episode.
All right, till next week, y'all.